Hi guys and welcome to another edition of the General Jerry channel. Today we're going to be discussing the drama that's been going on between Otrscentral and Cody Rhodes. And a lot of people are expecting me to attack OTRS. No, I'm not. I actually completely agree with the guy. He is 100% right. And I believe that Cody Rhodes owes this man a major apology. In case you're unaware, pretty much to summarize very quickly, Cody Rhodes went after OTRS because OTRS was saying about Vince McMahon holding people back, and Cody Rhodes was saying, oh, people don't hold anyone back, and blah, 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 blah. And what Otrscentral essentially did was that he broke it down. He said why essentially wrestlers were holding it down, you know, wrestlers in the past, including Cody Rhodes, and it was a political answer, which, yes, Cody Rhodes did give a political answer. He most certainly did, because again, it all, like, this is the thing, this community, both with wrestlers that are behind the scenes and the community in general, and I will be getting into that because some of the community's reaction initially to this type of subject has made me realize that some people in this community are absolutely fucking brain dead. I am under the opinion that Otrscentral, Wrestling Jesus, the Smartbusters, and myself are probably the only people with half a fucking brain in this community, because everybody in this community has been reacting absolutely abysmally. There are some people with actual common sense when it comes to this subject, but other people have legitimately lost their goddamn minds. So, it goes even further than this, because what had essentially happened was Otrscentral took screenshots, he took examples of what Cody Rhodes was saying and gave him examples of why he is wrong, because it is freedom of speech, motherfuckers. The man is entitled to his freedom of speech as well as Cody Rhodes. And rather than Cody Rhodes taking the high road and maybe ignoring him, or I don't know, critiquing why his opinion is, why it is that he feels that way, maybe talk about it or whatever, give an open dialogue, I don't know. No, Cody Rhodes decided to essentially blame OTRS for a tweet that wasn't even his account. And it is well documented that Otrscentral does not use bot accounts. It is not his style, as well as most sane people in this community. And he was accusing him of using a bot Twitter account. Why in God's green earth would Otrscentral, which has 17,000 followers, post something like this on an account that only has a few followers? Why would he do this? Secondly, it wasn't his account. It's been proven that it wasn't his account. So Cody Rhodes, when losing the debate, when actually faced up with actual facts and logic, he decided to essentially point the blame at this man for something on a separate Twitter account. Why would you even say something like this, Cody? It is completely ridiculous to me. Why would you even say this? And do you know what? I have massive respect for you. In fact, when everyone said, you know, fuck Cody Rhodes, or the hell with Cody Rhodes, I hate Cody Rhodes, I like Cody Rhodes. I actually liked him. I think that, you know, maybe some of the stuff in his indie stuff is a little bit cringy. I will admit that, you know, dear Stan, I wrote to you, but you still ain't calling. But in the reality of the day is that it's just mind-boggling that this man got so offended over an internet reviewer that was merely just giving his opinion. And this is a problem, ladies and gentlemen, because I feel that the community is so goddamn fake. This community in general is so fake. People that literally suck up the fans so they can get free t-shirts, and fans that suck up the wrestlers so they can get a little retweet, they can get a little like, or maybe if Cody retweets my tweet, maybe I'll actually get a girlfriend, guys. That's the situation that we're having right now, because what we're having in general now with this entire community is that we are surrounded by fake individuals. We are surrounded by the fakest of the fake, and these people right now are the reason why this community has essentially gone to shit. It has. There's no real people anymore. If this was done in the gaming community, if a gaming developer said this shit to a Jim fucking Sterling's son, this gaming developer would be annihilated. If actors are fully entitled to their opinion. If you don't like the movie, whatever. But if an actor goes after a critic and actively lies that the critic somehow made up a fake Twitter account, the actor would be crucified. He'd be like, what the hell's wrong with you? And that's the thing, we are in a double standard, ladies and gentlemen, with professional wrestling, where fans legitimately have forgotten the freedom of speech. I want to make this very perfectly clear. If you use the argument that you've never actually wrestled and you shouldn't talk about professional wrestling, that is the most dumbest argument that I have ever seen in my entire life. It really is. These type of wrestlers use two types of arguments. Well, how do you know? You've never wrestled. And you have these fake fans that go, oh my god, Cody, you're so awesome, man. Oh my god, can you retweet me? The second argument is, I have more followers than you. They always use this argument. That's not valid arguments. That's not valid arguments. Hey, listen, there's been people that have critiqued people on movies, gaming, television shows. You don't see actors actively going mental. Oh my god, like a critic is reviewing and doesn't like my this and that. That's the problem. That's the problem with these wrestlers, that they think that they are judge, jury, and executioner. And they want this. Wrestlers in general have been actively trying to destroy the reviewing community for years, and they are nearly succeeding, ladies and gentlemen. And listen, I have massive respect for the wrestlers that put their lives on the line in that ring. I have massive respect for professional wrestlers, but at the same time, professional wrestlers need to realize that there has to be critics within a community to critique and review professional wrestling shows. That's like turning around and saying, I'm sorry, that's a movie, you can't review that. If that happened in Hollywood, people would be like, what are you talking about? But that's like saying, sorry, but you can't talk about the NFL unless you've been in it. And again, Slag Daddy put up an excellent point. Cody Rhodes saying, let's just say hypothetically, Cody Rhodes turned around and says to me, well, Jerry, you're not entitled to that opinion because, you're not a wrestler. Well, and I could easily turn around and say, well, sorry, Cody, you can't complain about airports, but I can because, I used to work in an airport, so, there goes the logic. The logic in general has been so far gone in this community that people are literally signing their lives away. They are literally hell-bent on their followers and everything. And some of the reviewers in this community have had a massive lack of backbone. Slag Daddy, I think, in probably so far this year, has been the only one to actually stand up to these professional wrestlers. Wrestling Jesus went through the exact same thing with with several wrestlers as well, and WJS stood up to them as well and said, hey, this is why your logic's completely wrong. These wrestlers feel as if they're so entitled that the logic just does not surround them. It's ridiculous to me. And it's really killing the fucking community, because there are people that used to review professional wrestling, that used to do this, but then whenever a wrestler doesn't like someone's opinion, they either try and flag their videos down, they try and silence their freedom of speech, and they use their fans as arsenal to actively attack someone. I'm sorry, but if that was in any other community, they'd be crucified. But in professional wrestling, it's completely fine. That's completely fine. Oh, no. You're allowed to do that. Oh, in professional wrestling, we don't follow the rules here of sheer logic. It's ridiculous. It completely is. It really is. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say this is that, if we allow wrestlers like this, and listen, like I said, I've got massive respect for professional wrestlers to put their bodies on the line. I really do. I think that there are people that actively complain too much about wrestling. I will say this, they complain about stuff that you really shouldn't be complaining about. But it's ironic to me with these kind of professional wrestlers that when somebody actually actively praises a show, they never reply, oh, thank you, I'm glad that happened. There are a select few, but majority of these wrestlers say, oh, aren't that great, or, oh, that's great, There's a massive disconnect between fans and essentially wrestlers, I feel. And yes, you could make the argument that Twitter's brought them together, but I would say that Twitter has pretty much fallen them apart. When a wrestler now sees criticism, they either pussy out and put the block button in. When that person, now I will understand that there are actively trolls that try and attack wrestlers, and that's completely in the wrong. But whenever you turn around and saying, Cody, like, you know, and sorry, but Cody, but if you're turning around saying that WWE doesn't hold wrestlers back, that is completely ridiculous. That is a ridiculous statement. And it says to me that you're maybe not happy with where you are. You want to be back in WWE. That's what it is, and it's fake. It's fake bullshit. Because people actually had your back, Cody. When your back was turned and everyone supported you in the indie scene, everyone massively supported you when you left WWE. WWE even took your last name away. Oh, but like you want, but it's just ridiculous to me. And this is ironic because literally a few weeks ago, him and by the way, I do actually like the Young Bucks. One of the Young Bucks, actually, I remember. By the way, Cody, maybe you should take an example from one of the Young Bucks, because I remember I said I was doing a Rant series on the Young Bucks and stuff like that, and one of them actually said, "Oh, bring it on, fantastic, great." That's fine. But whenever you're trying to actively lie against a critic so that you can get your opinion and that you can win, it's just ridiculous. And some of these Twitter fans really need to go home. Like, they need to just disconnect their internet provider, because some of them are just absolute morons. They'll believe whatever happens. It's just ridiculous. And I feel sorry for Otrscentral, because the guy, and whether you love him or whether you hate him, there's no argument that this example is a problem within the community. It's a massive disconnect between professional wrestlers and critics, and it's a massive disconnect as what we are in a community. And that's all I gotta say. So Otrscentral, if you're watching this, hope you enjoyed the video. Wrestling Jesus, you know, me and WJ have been trying to defend Otrscentral on Twitter as best we can. Just these indie fans are just surrounding him at the moment. But, you know, but it's kind of ironic though that like some of these fans are actively defending Cody Rhodes on Twitter, but then Otrscentral, you know, got a lot of love in his videos. So I think that there's even a disconnect between the Twitter wrestling fans and the YouTube wrestling fans, like the IWC and the YWC. Now, I'm not going to say that they're two separate entities or whatever, but I do think, looking at this example in particular, that there's a massive disconnect. There needs to be something done, because this community is dying. These wrestlers sat back and let us die. They allowed us to die. These wrestlers didn't even actively support us whenever we were getting shit rained down us by YouTube. Not once did they support us. Not once. So now all of a sudden, oh, praise me. No, go fuck yourself. And I'm actually really ashamed what Cody's done, because I was a massive fan of him. So, to quote the Smart Busters, fuck Cody Rhodes. Fuck him.